back to Real Enough Ethan. Today we got another homebrew video. Today's video, we're making a maple syrup mead, also known as a natural blend. So let's get into this. Yeast! So for this, there's a couple things you're going to need. This recipe calls for 2 pounds of honey, a pound of maple syrup, and about a gallon of water. But we're going to up that because currently with this recipe, it'll be about 14%, and our yeast is good for 14%. So we want to have a little sweeter finish, so it's not going to be as dry. So we're going to probably do about 2.5 pounds of honey, about 1.5 pounds of maple syrup. So we got a little 5-gallon pail here on top of a scale that's been zeroed out to this bucket. So we're gonna probably just add our honey, add maple syrup, add a little water to mix that up. We're add the rest. Then we're going to pitch our yeast in and wait about 3 weeks. So let's start putting the honey in. So this whole thing right here, 2 pounds. We're just gonna do one of these and go just wait. Now, like our original mead, like I said, mead is traditionally just water and honey. What we're gonna do once this is all globbed out, we're gonna take a little bit of our water, throw it in here, shake it up, and give it all yeet back into the bucket, because that's not going to change anything. It's the water and the honey are going to the same place to begin with. Well, let me see where we're at weight-wise right now. We are just over 2 pounds. So I'm going to add just a little bit of this, probably this whole jar. My lovely assistant could get me a knife and I can finish off this jar. So basically a little honey that kind of solidified here at the bottom. This is raw honey, so it's going to be kind of a little chunky, a little crystallized. If it just sits, this may put it over 2.5 pounds, but no big deal. I'll tell you when to stop.
Okay, now we're putting in about 1.5 pounds of the maple syrup.
That's a pound right there. And stop right there. That should be good.
Rob almost hit the
Shake. Paint with. Stick it in here. Now for your raisins, 25, 30, kind of. It's probably good. It's not gonna be perfect. It's not a science. We have our honey and maple syrup all mixed up here. So we're putting our little graduated cylinder to see the potential alcohol of it. And we're just gonna keep putting it in here until it floats like that. Top it off. And for these little tools here, you see where it floats, you take that number down, and then when it's done fermenting, you see what number it went to, you subtract the 2, and there's a number you multiply by as a constant. I don't know off the top of my head, I'll probably put it on the screen, and that will give you your alcohol content. Right now it's just sitting at, let me spin it a little bit so I can read it. About a 1.110. So that will give us about 15%. And our yeast is good to about 14. So that should give it just a little bit of sugar left over. It may go up a little bit because we did add some raisins, and once those raisins rehydrate, they will release a little bit of sugar. So it should be around 14% alcohol, no matter what, with some sweetness left over. Now, a lot of people say, once you measure your gravity, you should not put this back in. But in the process right now, it doesn't matter. As long as this is sanitized and your hydrometer is sanitized, you're fine. Now for yeast, we are using Lalvin 71B. You should really use about half a packet, so that's what we're going to go for. If not, we'll just go for a whole one to kind of kick it into gear a little more. Just take it and just sprinkle it in. Put about half in. Looks good to me. You just take your spoon and just mix it in really well. Some people say you should activate it. You can activate it or just throw it in. It doesn't really matter. It does the same stuff. For the couple meads we done, we just toss it in and it's fine. But if you hydrate it, you have to wait till it's hydrated and into your solution here to measure your potential alcohol.
Several months later.
Alright, so it's been about roughly 6 months since I started. Oh, hold on, turn this around. This mead, it was started, I believe, February 12th, and it is officially August. So it's been 6 months. First month or two, I believe, it just sat in primary fermentation, wasn't touched. Then, yeah, it was 1 month primary fermentation. Then I checked it the next month for a gravity test. Then I progressively just racked it to clear it up and get off sediment, and to slowly keep testing the alcohol content to see where it was at. As it sits now, this is completely fermented out, or the yeast took care of everything. So it is basically ready to be bottled. Got all my bottles here. They need to be sanitized still. Over here we just have all our tubes and corks sitting in the sanitizer water, waiting to be, well, sanitized. So when I start filling stuff up, I will catch you back, or catch back with you. That's English. All right, so bottles are all sanitized. Now it's time to rack. This is what we're gonna do. Take the mead from the jar it's in, siphon it into a bucket. Then from the bucket, it's gonna go into the bottles. Yeah, had a little brain fart there, but after that, it goes to the bottle. So I'll see you at the bottling. So this next step is called degassing. You're gonna take a spoon and mix up inside here once you get all the sediment out to help get rid of a foot kind of smelly, weird smell that homebrewed tends to get. When you degas it, it releases it, and that way it's not in the brew. You're not going to taste it or smell it when you open your bottles. Just want to take it, and kind of do this. in order to bottle, you're gonna need one of these. It's a bottling wand. It's got a little spigot at the end. And when you press it, it's got a spring and allows your brew to flow through this tube into your bottle. And before you fill these up, you want to fill it with water with this in it to see where you need to fill to see the correct headspace. For me, I need to fill to about here to have it come to about here in the neck. And that's plenty of headspace. As you can see, you got 3 full-size 750 milliliter bottles full, and about quarter way up, a fourth. Use that as a tester. So if you guys like homebrew videos, outdoor related videos, fishing, hunting, bushcraft, make sure you click subscribe, click like, and share these videos with your friends. Make sure they're subscribed too. Thanks for watching.